And that is going to stay on Facebook, right? How do I delete it? Oh, delete and return to feed. I think Facebook broke for me. No. Did it? Yo, I swear to God. Wait. Yo, Facebook, ain't no way you did this to me. Yo, you gotta stay alive. You gotta stay alive. You know what? I'm deleting it still. There's a reason to have a phone. You know what? Facebook, I'm closing you. $22 minutes ago. 22 minutes ago? Okay. I already got 2 people. I'm not even live on Facebook yet. I have to set up both lives anyway. Oh yeah, I forgot about the camera. Do I want the camera? No, I went live on my computer. Why am I going live on my phone? Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Answer. Answer. 23 minutes ago. I don't need anything else. Yeah. My video starting. I don't even know who's gonna be on. I was about to throw up. What the hell? Oh, look at the chat. I was about to throw up. That's how big it can expand? I don't even know what she was telling me, but who cares? This man was literally online 58 minutes ago. So you're telling me you wouldn't pick up my call, yet you were online Facebook. What? Ooh. I'm not gonna touch that. Down, baby, down, diggy, down, diggy, down. Where were we? Oh yeah, okay. 340 on YouTube, 120 on Facebook. Or ChatGPT. Handy. Ugh, there's gonna be a lot of reading. Oh god. Not that much. It's different. Alright. I hate my life. The meaning of life. Okay. Grandfather's final story. Actually, she said something in chat. Alright. This is a grandfather's final story of his last breath. This is not real. This is AI. I've got it. My dear grandchild, before these old eyes close for the last time, there's something I've carried in my heart for many years that I want to leave with you. People spend their whole lives searching for the meaning of life, as through it were a secret hidden in some forgotten corners of the earth. They travel far, read countless books, ask wise teachers, and climb every mountain they can find. hoping that one day someone will hand them the answer. But life does not work that way. The answer has been walking beside them every day. Imagine life as a garden that God has placed into your hands. Every morning you wake up holding seeds. Some seeds become kindness, others become patience, courage, forgiveness, generosity, honesty, and faith. Even choices you make is another seed planted into that garden. You cannot always choose the weather. Storms will come without asking your permission. There will be seasons of drought when nothing seems to grow, and there will be days when everything you work so hard to build feels so as though it has been washed away. Yet the faithful gardener does not abandon the garden because of one storm. They kneel down, pull the weeds, water the soil, and trust that life is still quietly growing beneath the surface. Never believe your life is meaningless. Simply because no one applauds you, the sun rises every morning without asking for praise. Rivers continue flowing without needing recognition. Trees spend their entire lives growing shade to people who never who may never know who planted them. Perhaps we are meant to live the same way, quietly, faithfully, generosity, doing good because goodness itself is worth doing. And of course, I don't even get no message. All right, back to what I was saying. I'm still at 0 viewers. One person I'm scared to lose, Mike. Anyway, as I look back now, I do not remember every paycheck I earned or every position I owned. Those memories faded years ago. What remains are the faces of the people I loved, the laughter around dinner tables, the prayers whispered during difficult nights, the hugs that needed no words, and the moments when someone looked at me and felt less alone because I was there. Those memories became the truth wealth of my life. Do not spend your days asking whether life has given you enough. Instead, ask whether you have given enough back to life. Have you encouraged someone who had lost hope? Have you comforted someone carrying grief? Have you stood beside the loneliness, welcomed the forgotten, and forgiven those who never expected mercy? Those are the questions that matter when the years grow short. Hmm. Oh, I hope Mike does not leave me. It's the only best friend I have. How did she even get my number? That's the real question. I don't know where she lives her own life. I'm not trying to bother her no more. Yet nothing happened. Isn't she supposed to be awake by now? No. Hello. My bad if I get distracted. Um. All right, anyway, where was I? All right, the last sentence. One day, when you become old like me, you will discover that the greatest miracle was never reaching the end of the road. The miracle was simply being allowed to walk it at all. Every sunrise was a gift, every friendship was a blessing, every hardship sharpened your character, every goodbye taught you goodness. God, I don't even know how to say that word. Not bad. Every tomorrow was another chance to become a little more like the person God created you to be. That, my dear grandchild, is the meaning of life. It is not found in what you collect, but in what you create within your soul and what you have leave growing the hearts of others after you are gone. The meaning of love. Grandfather's final story again. This is from AI again, not real. My dear grandchild, if all the books in the world disappeared tomorrow and every poem about love was forgotten, I believe love would still exist because love was never created by words. It is written into the human hearts by God Himself. We simply spend our lives learning how to read it. When I was young, I thought love was about finding someone who would complete me. But the older I become, the more I realize that love is not about finding someone to complete you. It is about walking beside another imperfect soul, while both of you continue growing towards something greater than yourselves. Two trees planted side by side do not become one tree. They remain separate, yet their roots strengthen the same ground, and together they withstand storms that might have broken them apart if they had stood alone. Real love does not shout very often. Most of it whispers. It whispers through a hand held during difficult news. It whispers through staying awake beside someone who cannot sleep because they are afraid. It whispers through quiet forgiveness after painful mistakes. It whispers through years of loyalty when no one else is watching. Those whispers becoming the loudest proof that love was always there. Did I miss a comma? Brother. Four more paragraphs. Uh, there will be times when your heart is broken. Some people will leave without explaining why. Others will promise forever and fail to keep that promise. Do not let those disappointments convince you that love itself has failed. Not fallen. A broken promise is the failure of people, not the failure of love. The sun does not stop shining because someone closes their curtains. In the same way, true love never loses its beauty simply because someone failed to protect it. Always remember that love grows best when humanity lives. Pride, determined to be understood first. Love chooses to understand first. Pride keeps score. Love keeps showing mercy. Pride asks, "What can I receive?" Love quietly asks, "What can I give?" That is why love has the power to heal wounds that anger never could. As I prepare to leave this world, I find comfort in knowing that every genie arc of love continues long after we are gone. The meals you cooked, the tears you wiped away, the prayers you whispered for someone else, the encouragement you gave to a discouraged heart, those things never truly disappear. They become part of another person's story, and that story touches another and another. Still, love travel farther than our feet ever will. So if you ever wondered what love truly means, remember this old grandfather's word. Love is not measured by how incessantly your heart beats at the beginning. I need to check something. It is measured by how faithful your heart continues beating beside another through every season of life. When beauty fades, when strength weakens, and when the years become many, love Many. Love remains because it was never built upon wealth or perfection. It was built upon sacrifice, trust, patience, grace, and faith. And when all else in this world had passed away, love will still be standing quietly, reminding us that the greatest thing God give us cannot be held in our hands, only carried within our hearts. That's the meaning of love and life. For a different one, give me a minute. Shall we? Why am I even checking? There's no point in checking. Am I right? I'm gonna read two different ones. I don't know if it's different, but yeah. The meaning of life. My dear grandchild, if you had asked me this question when I was your age, I would have given you an answer that was far too small. I would have told you that life was about chasing dreams, becoming successful, earning respect, and building a future that everyone could admire. I believe the world rewarded those who climbed the highest, spoke the loudest, and granted the most. But now, after a lifetime of victories and failures, laughter and tears, beginning and goodbyes, I can tell you with certainty that I was wrong. Life was never asking me to become greater than everyone else. It was asking me to become better than the person I was yesterday. As you grow older, you will discover that time is the most valuable thing you will ever possess. Money can be earned again after it is lost. A house can be rebuilt. A career can begin again. I am too sleepy. But once an hour has passed, no power on earth can ever bring it back. That is why you must spend your time carefully. Spend it with people who bring peace to your heart. Spend it learning, growing, forgiving, creating, and helping others. Yeah, I love it. Anyway, my bad, my bad. Do not waste precious years carrying hatred that only makes your own heart heavier. Do not spend your days trying to impress people who will forgive your name tomorrow. Live in the way that name makes God smile, even if the world never applauds you. One day you will understand that every person who enters your life is a teacher. Some will teach you through their kindness, others will teach you through their cruelty. You say. Some will stay for many years, while others will leave almost as quietly as they arrived. Do not become bitter over those who leave. Instead, be thankful for what they taught you while they were here. Every encounter sharps the person you are becoming. There will be seasons when you feel completely lost. You may wonder if your life has any purpose at all. I've stood in that same place more than once. Listen carefully to me now. Feeling does not mean you have no purpose. Sometimes it simply means you are still walking towards it. A traveler does not stop existing because the road disappeared into the fog. They keep walking with faith that the path continues beyond what their eyes can see. Give me a minute. Let me do something. What time was? When I look back over my life, I realized that my greatest achievements were never written on paper. They were written in people. They were the children I encouraged, the strangers I helped, the friends I forgave, the family I loved, and the prayers I whispered when no one else knew I was praying. Those things became my true legacy. Titles fade, wealth changed hands, buildings crumble, but a kind heart can continue changing lives long after its owner has gone home to the Lord. So if you ever forget everything else I've told you, remember this one truth. Lie. Live each day in such a way that if tonight becomes your last night on earth, you would leave behind more love than regret, more forgiveness than anger, more hope than fear, more faith than doubt. If you can do that for the meaning of life again, because you'll be living it every single day. It's the meaning of life. Let's fix this. Too much. So I did the right thing. I'm not even doing the right. I feel like I'm gonna get bombarded with questions now. Anyways, back where we were. Meaning of love. My dear grandchild, love is the one of the few things in this world that cannot be borrowed, forced, or carried. What? My fault. I need to do one more thing before I do this. Um, it arrives in its own time, grows in its own way, and reveals its true strength. Only after many years have passed, people often mistake excitement for love, because excitement is loud and possible to ignore. But love is much quieter than that. It speaks softly through consciousness, loyalty, patience, and sacrifice. By the time you realize how powerful it truly is, it has already become part of who you are. I need to do something real quick. I have watched many people spend their lives searching for someone who would make them happy. There's nothing wrong with that desire, but happiness alone cannot carry a relationship through a lifetime. Beauty change, circumstance change, health change, feeling feelings rise and fall like the seasons. The love that survives is the love that learns how to remain when everything else is changing. It chooses community over conversation. It chooses grace over pride. It chooses understanding instead of winning every argument. Never believe that love is about finding someone who never disappoints you. Such a person does not exist because every human heart has flaws. Instead, love is finding someone whose imperfection you meet with compassion rather than commission, while allowing them to do the same for you. The strongest relationships are not those without mistakes. They are the ones where both people refuse to let mistakes become the end of their story. There's another lesson I learned very late in life. The greatest expansion of life is not always speaking. Sometimes it is not learning, listening, I mean. Sometimes it is sitting beside someone who has no words left. Sometimes it is carrying another person's burden without announcing. your sacrifice to the world. The deepest love often happens quietly, where no applause is heard and no audience is watching. If someone truly loves you, they will not ask you to become someone you are not. They will encourage you to become the best version of the person God created you to be. They will celebrate your victories without jealousy, stand beside you during your failures without shame, and remind you of your worth when you have forgotten it yourself. That is the kind of love worth protecting with your whole heart. As these old years come to their close, I have discovered something that surprises me. The moment I treasure most were never the extraordinary ones. They were the ordinary evening spent talking, the shared laughter over simple meals, the prayers spoken together before sleep, the comforting silence between two people who no longer needed words to understand one another. That is where love quietly builds its home. So if one day your grandchildren ask you what love means, tell them it is not measured by how loudly someone says I love you. It is measured by how faithfully they live those words every single day. Love is not proven in one for unforgettable moment. It is proven in 10,000 ordinary moments that together become a lifetime. And if you are blessed enough to give that kind of love and receive it in return, then you have experienced one of God's greatest gift on this earth. Well, that's two. I'm not reading anymore, but thank you. I'm ending on Facebook first. Then I'm gonna do live on YouTube.